Hi guys, Tyson here from TBS Motivation and welcome back to my channel. And I hope you guys have been staying safe and positive in the same breath. Now, in our last video, we talked about the 13 principles on which you can use to achieve your goals. Now, this video, we're gonna break down the first two, which is desire and faith. But before we do so, if you haven't subscribed as yet, what are you waiting on? Please go ahead and hit the bell button, the like button, and leave a comment or two. Now, back to these principles. The first two principles is desire and faith. Now, desire. First thing you should know, as you think about it or dream about it, you have the ability to make that a reality. The challenge is going to come in achieving it. Now, the breaking down of these principles and the laws of the universe, it should be getting a bit easier for you to achieve this. If you want to know if you have a desire for something or anything, right? Look at the way you go at it. If you go at it timid and cold-feeted, you do not have a desire. But once you have a desire or a strong desire, you're willing to step forward and all demand and all charge. You don't keep one foot on first base and one foot on second. I mean, if you're familiar with the Jamaica background in terms of where artist is concerned, or entertainer, or DJ, whichever one you want to call them, right? A lot of them tell you that some of them skip school just to pursue the music. Now that is desire. Now, I'm not encouraging anyone to not attend school, because school is important. That's part of the foundation as well. But that is that is what we call desire. When you go after that and you're not scared to close the door behind you, because you tell yourself forward is the only way. It doesn't matter who is behind that door. You ain't scared to close that door. That's desire. Now we have six steps that you can use to strengthen or to accomplish your desire, right? The first step is you need to have a fixed mindset on what you want to accomplish. You need to be able to see yourself with what you want. You need to be able to see yourself driving that car, having that money, whatever it may be, whatever the goal may be. You need to see yourself. You need to see yourself owning that. You know, that's yours. You need to see yourself owning that before you get it, before you even get it. The second one is, what are you going to do to get it? Because remember, the law of compensation tells you that the universe will pay you exactly what you deserve, the value that you give. So if you have to be realistic. You can putting out big dreams and not making big moves. You understand? Because the universe is gonna pay you for what you give it. So the contribution, the value of your contribution must be of some significance. And if you need to know how to do that, yes, we did a video on how to increase the value of your contribution. Now, the third one is timing. You have to be specific about the timing. If you can go down to even the second, do so. Put a timing with anything. I'm just gonna use a slight example to show you how timing works. If you're working for someone and the boss come and said, well, Tyson, I wanted you to finish this project by 10 o'clock. Right there and then, from he mentioned 10, right? My body, my mind, everything start thinking 10. And push hard to 10. And that's how most human beings are. So we need to be precise with the timing. Give ourselves that timing. We work towards that timing. Don't worry about it. And don't put a ridiculous timing. Don't put a ridiculous timing. You want to achieve this and that in the next 2 months. No, that's ridiculous. Don't be realistic about your timing. Our fourth is you have to create a plan. How you're going to get there. With all that what you're going to do, You have to create a plan how you're planning and get there. A ship never leaves the port without coordinates. When it's leaving the port, it has its coordinates where it's going, or else it will be lost at sea. And that's the exact thing that's going to happen to you if you don't create that plan. You have to have a plan on how you're going to make this work. The fifth one is you have to create a statement. Create a statement on number 1, 2, 3, and 4. In other words, I call it an affirmation. So you make your own affirmation, right? You tell yourself exactly what you want, what the desire is. Secondly, is what you plan on giving return for you getting this goal. Because you have to give to get. The laws of the universe. What you plant, you reap. You understand? So you have to make a plan and tell them what you're planning on giving. The third one is the timing, when you plan to accomplish this goal. And the fourth one is you have to create a plan. The sixth one is when you create that statement or that affirmation, you have to say this to yourself. Reassure yourself once in the morning, and preferably when you start your morning and when you retire to bed. Preferably the last thing before you go to bed. So, it's sinking in your mind and seasoning, and the subconscious go at work at it. But preferably when you're going to bed. So when you have these steps down to the science, things will be getting easier for you. And remember, I tell you, I don't come here and talk about things I don't know about. Even if I take the information from wherever, at the end of the day, I implement it first and see the result before I give any form of information on it. Second principle is gonna be faith. Now remember, they tell you, faith can move mountain. But in this trying time, we need to have a lot of faith. We need to have a lot of faith. Just like desire, faith as a formula. Faith as a formula. The first one is you have to know that you have the ability to do whatever you desire. You have to know that you have the ability. You have to reassure yourself also that, look, I have the ability to accomplish this. And no matter what comes in my way, I am still going to accomplish it. That's why it goes back to writing down what your plan is. So no matter what comes your way, which things will come your way, you have the faith to stand by it and stand with it, no matter what comes your way. The second one is you have to know that the dominant thoughts of your mind is what come to reality. So guess what you're gonna do? May the dominant thought be around your goals. Make the dominant thoughts be around your goals, right? The fourth one is auto-suggestion. Now, auto-suggestion is basically something that it's also a principle, which we're gonna get into it in future video. It's also a principle, but it has to be mentioned here because this is something that where you reassure yourself, right? Something as the affirmation that you create. You can take 10 minutes out of your day, right? And see yourself in the position that you want to be in the future. The fourth one is you have to write down the aim of what you're trying to achieve, and it goes back to your plan. You have to write down the aim of what you're trying to achieve. So if you even get the rail, you go back and look at what your plan is, what you're planning on achieving. What is it that I am planning to achieving? I am lost, all right, but I need to get back to this coordinate. You adjust yourself. No matter when you feel like you're lost, you just stop, look back on your plan and say, well, look, I need to get back on this coordinate. How do I get back on this coordinate? And that is actually staying in line with your plan. The fourth one is you have to ensure when you start, you have to start on a basis of, if I'm giving, everybody's gonna benefit. You have to ensure that everybody, you're not swizzling out anyone out of anything, right? So if a person give you $10 in work, do not pay that man $6, because you are going, it's gonna come back and haunt you. You have to let your foundation be solid and one that have trustworthy, because at the end of the day, when things start to crumble, people, that's where you have loyal people comes in now. Because when you treat a man how he's supposed to be treated in terms of giving him his value for what he gave you, loyalty, that man might be loyal to you. That man might be loyal to you. That's where loyalty comes in as well. So don't try swizzle out people or try to use your brain, as we Jamaicans would say. Try to use your brain. Because you use your brain, you're only using yourself. You understand? Because at the end of the day, what you plant, you shall reap. You might be there and for the time being you're swizzling out people, yes, and everything look good and dandy and your bank account look good. But at the end of the day, I guarantee you, things is just going to start to happen to you where that bank account is going to look. The zero is just going to start going down, 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 down. And that's because you're reaping what you sow. Now, in our next video, we're going to talk about the other two laws. We'll talk 2 more or 3 more laws. It depends. I don't want the videos to be long and lengthy. I want it to be short, spicy, so you get the drift exactly of what I'm saying. Now remember, as we here at TBS, we beg of you to always think positive, stay positive. Remember, perception. No matter, every situation is balanced. Same amount of negative, same amount of positive. So keep looking at that positive. Keep looking at that positive. Keep focusing on that positive, right? Tyson here, have a blessed one.